Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to just enjoy the day. I took off of work. I'm not feeling well. I'm also very tired all the time. I think it has to do with my anxiety medicine. But I've been on it for a while, but all of a sudden it's making me just drowsy all the time. I really wanted to stay outside and film, but the guys next door are being very loud and annoying. Mental health is extremely important. Like I said, took off of work today because I wasn't feeling well. Not that that has to do with my mental health, but I mean, it's also good to just have a day to yourself. Just relax, do what makes you feel better. And to me, that's just, filming. I made my coffee, I lit my pumpkin pecan waffles can. So it is back to school season, as every single person in the world knows. Me, I am June, July, August, September. I'm almost 5 months postgraduate. I went to college for fashion merchandising. I have a degree in fashion merchandising, and there are many career pathways in that. I can be a stylist, I can be a buyer, visual merchandiser, digital marketing, social media marketing. There's so much I can do. I feel like there's a lot of things that people just don't talk about as much as they should. I graduated 5 months ago, like I said, in fashion merchandising, and I don't have a job. Now, don't get me wrong, getting a degree is great, especially if it's in something that you go to school for from the start. Like, say if it's like nursing or accounting, like something straightforward, a straightforward career path, and you'll get a job and you know it's what you want to do because it's what you went to school for. Now, there's plenty of people who change their major a million times, and that's something that I never did. And if I could go back, I would probably either change my major or just completely go in with something different. I'm sorry if you see me looking down at my phone. I have a ton of notes. Now, like I was saying, if I could go back, even though my personality doesn't fully, fit it, I would probably go to school for, an 18-month accelerated nursing program. A couple of my friends actually did that. And now they have jobs, and they are happy. Despite the challenges of, the studying, the late nights, with every major. But, nursing is hard. My mom did it. My mom does it. My grandmom did it. You would think I would do it too, but I didn't want to do it at the time. I'm not saying I want to do it now, but I'm just being hypothetical. I went to school for 5.5 years. Now, the more than 4 years comes from the fact that I failed a couple classes. I took 3 classes at a time at one point when I went to community college. So it took me a little bit longer than others, which is fine. I believe that, with school, it should be your own pace. It doesn't matter how long it takes you as long as you get it done. I don't have a clue what I want to do. My mental health is all out of whack. My anxiety is very high at most times.
Now, I'm not denying that I'm lazy. If anyone who's seeing this that doesn't know me, it wants to say that I'm lazy, I'm not disagreeing with you. I am lazy, yes, but I went to school for 5.5 years. I worked hard. I have a degree. I do want a job.
See, I don't want to settle for less than I worked hard for. I don't want to settle for something just because it's a job and it's going to bring me income. I don't care how much money or how little money it would be. I'm not saying that money doesn't matter, but my happiness comes first, and that is actually the main reason that I don't have a job yet, because being honest, I'm not ready. Okay? My motivation is not there. I go on Indeed and I see things like sales associate, or I'll see a position I actually want, product development, which is what I was really into, especially my last semester of senior year. But it'll be product development. Even when searching fashion, it'll be product development for an accounting firm, or just something that has nothing to do with fashion. And it's not an exciting thing for me to log on and be like, oh, I'm going to start looking for a job. It's not exciting for me right now. I don't know why, and maybe it really is the whole postgraduate depression, but I wouldn't actually say I'm depressed. I think I'm just taking my time. A lot of people might say, like my mom, that I'm taking too much time. But like, don't get me wrong, I'm actively looking. I am on Indeed. I have jobs saved all the time. I search maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. So like I was saying, when I go on Indeed, I'll find things like buyer or store loss prevention or assistant manager, or what's the other one I always see? Oh, sales associate. Sales associate. Oh my god. I worked in retail for so many years and I'm grateful for it. I had fun. I learned so much. But sometimes when you have a job in a position while you're in school, you learn that you don't want to do that with your life. And that's what happened with me. I don't want to sit behind the counter and sell clothes. I don't want to do that. I had so much fun in the jobs I've had doing that, but I have a degree now. Like, I'm not saying that I'm this big special person because I have this degree and I can frame it on my wall and I deserve something more, but it should be understandable that I don't want to continue a job after college that I have a degree in now while I was working in, like, while I was in college working, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but I'm trying my best. Now, one of the very popular career pathways in fashion merchandising is to be a buyer. But to be a buyer requires travel. I love to travel. I want to travel many places, but I don't want to travel for work. When you have a job in fashion merchandising, being a buyer, you are required to go to other places, which could be fun. But me, I'm the type of person who gets very homesick very quickly, and my anxiety doesn't, it's out of whack if I'm just like picking up and traveling from place to place. Like, although I'm, you know, I'm all over the place right now, but I'm really just ranting. Like, my camera's about to die. My camera was dying earlier, but I just want to rant. Like, although I'm a Gemini and I kind of adapt well to change, I'm very outgoing, I love to be constantly all over the place, sometimes I don't like that. Like, again, Gemini, we're a million different people. We have so many different personalities. I don't always want to be everywhere. Sometimes I just want to be home. I want to be in place. I want to be comfortable. Another thing, if I could go back, mark my words, like, I'm not kidding. If I could go back to school, I would do fashion design. I am not a sprinkle of creative. But that's what college is for. You learn how to be like that. Now, when I was younger and I would go to my grandparents' house all the time, and I really thank my nan with everything in me that she still has these, I would draw models and I would create pieces, and I would even draw the shoes and the accessories, and I had so much fun doing that. And I remember when I was looking at them a couple of months ago, I was like, wow, like, I mean, not that I, you know, had any type of experience, but like, it was in my mind when I was, you know, 11, 12, and 13 years old. Like I wanted to do that, and I don't know. Actually, I do know. I know what happened. I started college and I was considering fashion design, and then I was like, no, like, I'm not creative. Like, what's the point? And, you know, that was just me being lazy and having no confidence in myself. And I'm not saying that if I went to school for fashion design, I would have, you know, been so good at it, and like, maybe I would have stayed in the major, maybe I would have not. Like, I'm sure I would have ended up switching, just because, you know, that's hard. Like, and you have to be really creative. Like, I don't know, I kind of feel like really down on myself because, like, I keep saying I'm not creative, but like, I can be when I want to. And I just know that if I did design, I would be so much happier if I followed through with it. And I would probably be so much more active finding a job. Or honestly, I would create my own clothes. And I would be so motivated to actually want to start my own business. Because, like, ultimately that's what I want to do. Like, I want to have my own business. I want to be my own boss. But right now, I don't have any tools with my degree besides a degree. Like, I'm not a designer. I don't have the ability to just go buy a sewing machine and some fabric and start putting things together and hoping someone notices me, or, you know, actually have the motivation to want to do that myself. And it really upsets me because I know that if I could do that, if I could go out and buy a sewing machine, some fabric, and start putting things together, I could be potentially where I want to be right now, or on the way to where I want to be. Right now, all I have is a degree and no motivation when I log on to Indeed.com to search for jobs, and I just know that this is not where I want to be. College, this is a sticky subject. College is not for everybody, okay? Unless you are 100,000,000,000% certain on what you want to do, I really don't think college is necessary. First of all, I am close to $45,000 in debt, okay? And debt has interest, so that $45,000 can easily turn into close to $60,000, okay? That is money that I could be saving, paying other bills with, saving for a home, saving for my future. But no, that has to be put on hold because I have debts that I owe. And I don't even have a job right now. And usually, I mean, I thought that they give you 6 months after graduation before they even let you know about your loans. No. My school, I'm not really blaming my school. I guess the archdiocese, whatever. I received that letter maybe like 3 weeks after graduation. I was like, let me breathe. Like school takes a toll on your mental health. Like, school was the reason that I started my anxiety medicine. Like, I'm sure if I didn't go to school, I'd still have some type of anxiety, just because it's very common. Like, you know, I mean, I've been on the medicine for maybe 2 years now. If there's one thing that I do want to say, and 100%, like, if anyone who doesn't know me, like, to take from this, like, a piece of paper on the wall does not define your skills or ability to do anything in life. Period. I am very grateful that I went to college. Now, I didn't have quite the experience that others have, because when I started in 2014, that era, like that generation of kids that I graduated with, like, less than half of them moved away to school. I would describe us as, like, I guess, like, homebodies. Like, I'm very much a homebody. Like, it wasn't in the books for me to move away. And a lot of people didn't move away, like I said. But also, more than half of the people didn't even go to college. And that's completely fine. Like, some of them, you know, they got jobs right away. They still have those jobs. You know, good for them, seriously. Because it's a choice. Like, you either graduate high school and you go get a 9-to-5 in an office, or if you know family that you can get into somewhere, you know, not an office job, maybe like a restaurant or some type of business. Like, you either do that, or you spend the next 4, 5, maybe even 6 years in college getting a degree, and that's fine. And I'm not saying that if I could go back I wouldn't go to college, but I would want to rethink what I want to do. And, like, I kind of just went right into fashion because that's what I was 100% sure. Like, I'm not going to beat myself over that. I was 100% sure that's what I wanted to. Like, they live there, they make their friends, and that just wasn't ever something that I, like, wanted to do. Like, I have my friends at home. I still have the same friends at home. And I just know that moving away would not have been good for me. Alright, moral of the story. I'm not discouraging college. Go to college, get your degree, make that money, work hard, get good grades, don't do drugs. I'm not saying don't go to college. But do not force yourself to go by picking a major that you aren't 100% sure of. Although you can change your major, don't stay in the major if you have second thoughts. Don't do something you're not 100% passionate about. And at the end of the day, I can't stress this enough, your mental health is the most important thing at all times. It is more important than any job, any friendship, any boyfriend, any family member, anything. If you're not okay here, You will not be okay in the real world. You will not be ready for anything. It's September now, and I'm hoping that I find the passion that I used to have, and I find the motivation to have a career hopefully by January. That is my goal. Because my intentions are never to, you know, waste my mom's money. Like, she put a lot of money and, like, she worked extra hard, and she put me through college by herself. If there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's use my degree. I'm gonna get a job. But right now, I am not in a place to do so. It's not in me right now. It's just, it's something that I need to work on. But again, I'm not going to force myself to do anything that I'm not ready to do. I'm not going to settle for anything. I'm not going to just take whatever I see. Okay, I'm ranting too much. I think that I got to the point. Oh my god. Alright, well that was it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.